Hey guys, thanks for checking this out. I know the video or the audio is going to kind of suck on this one, but I'm using my phone. I still haven't got that high-speed camera just yet. You'll probably hear my dog clanking around in the back. So, probably about 8 months ago, I did a video that had the Camp Chef big gas grill, which, you know, it's good for what it is. It's still working really well. Not crazy about the grill box, but that's another story. Nonetheless, that video alone has reached just over 700 views as of yesterday. So I kind of figured what I would do is go out, find product that I kind of wanted for a while, and then actually unbox it. So this video is going to actually be a two-parter. I'm going to go ahead and unbox this one, take a look at it, and just give my overall view of it so far. And then a couple hours later, I'm going to actually go do a first cook on it, making some burgers and whatnot. And I'm out here in the middle of what I'm assuming is like 100-degree friggin' weather, and what has become my fortress of solitude now. I have been excommunicated to the outside when I do my nonsense. So nonetheless, let's just get on it. So what I did is, when I did the big gas grill, I was thinking about actual flat top grills. Now, I cooked professionally for about 5 years, 6 years, and used a flat top a great amount of that time, and kind of wanted one, but I couldn't really decide on which one. So it was kind of between the Blackstone and the Camp Chef. I decided I really want the Camp Chef, mainly because I like the overall design of it better. Not that there's anything wrong with the Blackstone, it's just not my style of flat top. But all is not lost, because what I did find was this. It's the 17-inch Blackstone tabletop griddle, which I figured, what the heck. It kind of has the same design as the other grills that I don't really care for, which I'll get into once I get this thing opened up. But yeah, let's just kind of cut into this thing and get it going. So when I was looking around, I saw this one. There was one there's like a 22-inch, and then there's one that's a 17-inch, but it has like a burner on the side. Decided I didn't really need that, so I just went with this one, and I found this one at my local Walmart for 84 bucks, which is not a bad deal if you're just getting something to kind of try it. So let me get this thing out here. Alright, so that was relatively painless. Sorry for the camera moving around, but my son's kind of moving around, make sure I'm centered in this whole thing. Alright, so packaging, a little bit of cardboard, it is what it is. So here's the griddle part itself. I gotta tell you, that's actually a little bit heavier than I expected it to be. It's not really overly heavy, so I mean, if you were going to use this for camping or throw it in the truck, whatever, it's definitely not too heavy for that. So yeah, 17 inches, it's a good amount of workspace. Let's put this aside for a second. Alright, so there's already something that I'm noticing that I actually do like, and that's the burner itself. Let me finish getting this thing out and I'll kind of explain what I'm talking about there. So the bottom part of this is actually extremely light. Little aluminum frame. And I'm also not seeing something that's rather important, which, let me see if I'm missing that somewhere. So one thing I kind of want to take a look at is the burner. So with the other flat top grills, they have a single tube with this deflector over it, kind of going through the whole thing. This is an H burner. So this is going to actually spread that heat out a lot better than I was initially expecting. So already I'm I'm actually starting to like this already a lot better than I thought I would. The design of it's a good design. And these are designed to run off of the 1 pound propane cylinders, which I have an abundance of right now. But you can also get a hose. Oh, there's the other piece I was looking for. So you can also get a hose to attach this to like the, what are those 20-pound propane cylinders, or the larger auxiliary tanks, which I will probably end up doing. So there is just a little bit of assembly on this. So let me get to that real quick. First thing we're going to do is want to put the legs on, which again, not a bad thing here, because if you go to store this in like an RV or something, now I'm not an RVer, but space is of the essence no matter what type of camping you do. You can just unscrew these, put them in the grease cup here, and it doesn't make that much of a difference, I guess, like maybe an inch difference in the width. So, but if it's something you think you need to do, then go ahead and do it. Now I've got a family of 5, 3 teenagers at this point, which go through groceries like jackals on a carcass on the Serengeti, just saying. So I definitely would want to get a bigger one later, but this is good enough for now, especially for what I'm going to be cooking up here in a couple hours. So I'm just going to get to one of the things that I really dislike about the design is the grease trap. Okay, let me so this has 4 posts, and it's got some angle iron here, so it helps spread that heat out a little bit more. Shoot, I almost thought that was rust, but it's not. And these are going to go into these holes right here, just like so, to make sure it's not going to move around on you. There you go, nice and firm, unless you got it on a flimsy table like I do. So here's the big thing, the grease trap that's in the back. Now, what I envision happening with me is I'm probably going to be chasing food all the way back to this back piece quite frequently, so I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily a dealer. Now, there are people that really swear by these, and that's great. Cooking is it's like much of anything in life, it's a personal preference, and if you like this design over any of the other makes, then you know, go with what you're going to enjoy, because if you're not enjoying cooking, then there's really no point. So the grease trap for this is, I would say, pretty decent size for considering the size of the grill itself. You just drop it on the back right here. It kind of angles in, and the grease is going to come over here, fall into the trap. And later tonight, when I show you guys how I actually clean the grills after I've used them, it'll make kind of more sense that having this kind of volume back here is actually a really good idea. But yeah, it's just not my thing. I'd rather have it hanging up front, off to the side, like the other model that I'm looking at, just so it's accessible, it's there. So if I've got it not up against the wall, but close to it, I don't have to fumble behind it or anything like that. But again, go with what you like. So here's the part that I was kind of worried about. This is the propane regulator. Very important piece. And like I said, it uses these 1 pound cylinders. And this looks like it's just as simple as any other propane type setup. So this particular one is not brand new. This is probably a couple of years old now, but I haven't used it hardly for anything. I've got a Big Buddy heater that I just got for Christmas, and I used it a couple of times in there just to fire it up and feel the heat, which gotta say I like that heater. So there's still plenty of propane in here. I'm just kind of looking at the way this is offset, but the more I look at it, the more that, yeah, it's definitely supposed to be that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of run around on the other side here and put that propane cylinder on there, and we're going to give this thing a first click and see if it's going to be a pain in the neck to fire up, or if it's going to fire up on its own here. Just give me a second. So I have watched a couple other videos on this particular grill, and there have been a couple of mistakes. And what I mean by mistakes is just they're calling the grill itself cast iron, which it is not cast iron. It's actually a carbon steel. So if you're a knife guy, you deal with carbon steels, you know that that's going to be susceptible to rusting if you don't keep it maintained. So what I'm going to do is we're going to fire this up, see how the H burner, if it fires on the first click or it's going to be a pain in the neck. Once I get it fired up, I'm going to shut it down, put the grill on top of it, fire it up again, and then just give it a quick initial seasoning. And then tonight, when I'm cooking the burgers, there's actually going to be bacon. I'm cooking first, so that'll actually kind of help with the seasoning of this thing. Overall, right now, it's a little bit bigger than I expected, which is good. I should be able to get at least a good 4, maybe 5 good burgers on that griddle, the way I'm making them. So, yeah. I mean, not, 84 bucks. I mean, you can't really go wrong. So, let me get over here on the other side again. Alright, so the way the knob's set up, what you want to do is just turn it on to get the gas going. I usually let that run for a second or two, then I will hit the ignition port, which is right here, which is going to be the piezo ignition right here. And that's just going to create an arc, hit the gas, and it should, in theory, light the rest of it. So let's give that a shot. Even though it's hotter than you know what out here, there's still a little bit of a wind, so kind of see how this works. And here we go. Yeah, I can smell the gas. And we actually have no ignition, so let me see if I can figure this out. I definitely smell there's gas coming out of there, so let's see what we got here. There we go. All right, so yeah, a little bit of trouble in the beginning. I'm not really thinking that's anything really to worry about. Let's turn that down here a little bit. Each side is lit now. Can't for anything see the flame whatsoever. Occasionally I'll get like a little orange flicker here or there. But I guarantee you it is hot. As a matter of fact, I just lost some arm hair right there. So yeah, it works. So I guess the next step is to get a little bit of seasoning on this thing. Now I would pause and then redo this again and then so on and so forth, but again, I'm on the phone, so I don't want to have to try to load 2 or 3 different videos and whatever. So just give me a quick sec and I'm going to run in, grab some oil, which I failed to bring out with myself, and we're going to heat this up and give it a little seasoning. Acting like a freaking monkey trying to flunk you with a football here. All right, so hold on 1 second. So I don't know if my son was just giving you a view of our stupid dog. He could have sang, but he doesn't want to. So all right, so I'm just going to use just some vegetable oil. We're going to try to get this thing fired up, get it to heat up. Well, I'm actually kind of not liking that right here. Gas in there. Try this again. Well, this is real time right here. So this is actually taking 5, 6, 7 strikes just to get the what I'm listening for is the telltale like poof when this thing ignites, and I'm not getting that right here. So this is going to irritate me here really quick. There we go. All right, so maybe I'm just not letting the gas run long enough. I guess, you know, perfect world, I could always read the instructions, but this is nothing close to being the first time I ever worked with propane freaking cylinders. So I don't know. We'll kind of see. What I'll do is I'll just get this seasoned real quick. I'll kind of give the instructions a look over, and then see if maybe I'm doing something wrong, which it's entirely possible. So, all right, so I'm gonna let this heat up for a second. It says it's quick heating, so it is heating up fairly fast. While I'm kind of waiting for that, the wonderful nomenclature here is kind of giving you what you could put on here at one time as far as numbers with this grill. And yeah, I don't know, 9 chicken breasts, 6 fish fillets, 9 grilled cheese, 12 eggs, 9 pancakes, 12 strips of bacon, 22 hot dogs, 9 hamburgers. Obviously not all at once, but I don't know. Like I said, just by looking at it, I think I'm going to get 5 of these burger patties on there at once. So that's pretty decent. So let's just go ahead and hit this here real quick. Like I said, this is just regular vegetable oil right now. Kind of just get this in all the corners here. You definitely want to get it up here on the edges as well. It's actually quite a bit more than I actually needed. I am feeling the heat come off of there, so it is heating up fairly quickly. So one of the other things that I know about, at least as far as griddles in general, is you're going to have hot and cold spots. And what I mean when I say cold spots, I'm sure most of you will probably already know, but it's where the griddle is hot, but it's not as hot, obviously, as the rest. So with that H burner and the way those angle irons are welded to the bottom of this, yeah, it's probably not going to be as severe as like, unless I had like a 36 inch. The 22 I think might have been kind of a stretch, but I got the 17, so we'll go with this. All right, so I'm just going to kind of let that cook up here, or heat up, I should say. Like I said, I'm feeling a good amount of heat coming off of there. I would have put my digital infrared thermometer on here, digital thermometer, but don't know where that is. And I stopped by good old Harbor Freight, home of cheap tools, and they try to say that the one that they had was $40 worth, and no, so here I am without one. But like I said, I can feel the heat coming off of there pretty good. I can already tell this is going to be kind of a cold spot. Yeah, so the edges are going to be fairly cold spots. They're not going to be as hot, obviously, as in the middle where it's directly over that H burner. But absolutely nothing, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Alright, so we'll let that go a little bit longer. I can already tell that it's starting to show some color right here, which that's the first part to actually start to get that kind of golden. It's not a patina necessarily, but the heat where you can see it discoloring, that's going to be the hottest part of this particular grill or griddle. Sorry, I had to take a drink. And my drink contains Dr. Pepper in it. I'll just go as far as that goes. Anyway, so I'm gonna let this heat up for a few more minutes. I'm gonna hit it with oil again, and then spread it around and let it go probably for about 10-15 minutes. And I'm gonna call it good after that until a couple hours from now when I start bringing some burgers out. So the burgers that I'm gonna cook they're gonna be smash burgers. Now, I've never had an actual smash burger. I've just kind of heard about them from some people that I know have made them. And I kind of looked around and got an idea of what it is. So I kind of come up with my own version of the smash burger and one of my favorite burgers, which is the double Western bacon cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. So I'm going to make that version up tonight, and hopefully it will come out well. All right, it's starting to smoke a little bit. I'm going to hit it once again with some oil. You can see it starting to run, so the definitely getting nice and hot. Obviously use less this time. Now, I know there's going to be some people that are going to probably want to comment, you're not seasoning it right, you're supposed to put it in a new oven. Okay, well, I get that, you know, but again, this isn't cast iron, so I'm not going to season it much as I would with like my Dutch ovens and things of that nature, but it does need to be seasoned because, like I said, it is carbon steel. It's a rolled carbon steel, so it does need to have the seasoning to make sure that oil gets nice and ingrained into the porousness of the metal, and will also help it with the non-stick properties. So I would say, all in all, could have done a heck of a lot worse. I mean, under $100, and now I've got a nice flat top grill for outside for breakfasts, burgers. I can see, you know, bacon, sausage, pancakes, hash browns, things of that nature. But definitely with the brood that I have, I'm going to need to definitely get the bigger one somewhere down the line, probably more towards the end of this year, one would hope. So that would leave me with the big gas grill, which I do like the burners on that, very powerful. But as far as the Blackstone goes, based on what I have right here, for me personally, I'm definitely probably going to go with the 6-burner Camp Chef when I go to get the full-size one. But you never know. I may change my mind as I get to cooking on this one. I mean, it's kind of hard to judge a full-size grill based on its miniature counterpart. But so yeah, there it is. That's the Blackstone Adventure Ready 17-inch gas griddle. So far, the only issue that I really had was the igniting the burners, but that, again, that could have been just me. We'll see how that goes later on tonight. So guys, if you like what you see, don't like what you see, just let me know. Let me know how I'm doing. See, I mean, do you like unboxing stuff and kind of firing them up, see how they work, or the cooking portion of it? I do have a couple of friends of mine that's like, man, you should do more cooking videos. Okay, well, I only did one, so more would definitely be more than that. So I'm kind of doing two birds with one stone here. First time I've done any kind of unboxing. It is exactly how it came out of the box. And tonight I will throw a cook on it, cook up some bacon for the burgers, and then the burgers, toast the buns, and kind of get my final overall view or review of what I think about this particular grill. I could definitely tell there's a serious hot spot though. So yeah, I mean, this is going to have hot and cold spots like any other, but nothing that I see being a hindrance. Yeah, not bad. I like it. So don't forget to check me out on part 2 of this video. Hopefully these will be up and running by tomorrow. And catch you then. Thanks.